Nice. Cool. And then like roughly around the end, let me know like we may be able to do some live coding now that we have extra time. So we'll
Okay,
see.
perfect. Oh, let's do it. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Okay. So how do you actually develop many apps? Well, most importantly, how do you not do that, right? But let's get into how. First, why Firecaster? Well, as you can see by Tim literally sharing his usage numbers, there's a huge spike every single time he improved his mini app and built what then was called a frame. So literally by doing this, and you can also see the logos on the side of like people like Mofo and Base doing it, it's like, well, you now actually tap into a user base that's actually there, which, hey, if you actually want to get users, which most of us do, that's cool. What's happening in 2025, and this to me is actually some of the most important thing, is Coinbase Wallet is turning into a Firecaster client. So literally, like, look at your App Store or Google Play chart. Look at how high Coinbase Wallet is. Yes, those users are coming. Yes. They will have mini apps. Yes. Cool. Got it. Why am I here? Oh shit, like, well, yeah, I grew users for Morpho and Super through mini apps. Super, we actually did features inside of the client. Morpho, we did a mini apps. We did like over 10K in volume in 24 hours. The June dashboard says 25, but hey, let's be conservative here. We're now doing around like roughly 100 sustained deposits every single day into Morpho, and that's usually like end consumers around the $10 range. So this is really like it's really really cool. Just through the frame, right? Like Morpho has their own full-on web page, and we get that distribution from the feed. Build a reminder board for Hypersub. Back in the day, a lot of documentation. Funnily enough, also like in some Coinbase on-chain kit version, roughly half a year or so ago, when Frames V1 were around, did some documentation there, merged some features in it. Yeah, according to Kagusha, she names me the king of frames. It's funny, and generally, like people come for growth strategies, and like, dude, if we want to grow, just have it. Let's have a conversation. Farcaster itself, what is it? We've kind of heard about this in the previous talk a little bit, but to me, it's like this full-on programmable social thing. So yeah, there's some crypto shit, but actually, this is a network where you can just develop on, and this to me is the coolest thing. So if you actually go in there and look at all the images that you now see on screen, this is literally Facebook and Twitter, the good old days. So good old days here meaning like this is when we actually had games. This is when we had social be social, when Facebook had their API, which they then sunset, right? And the whole premise of Farcaster is that that API is never sunsetting because you have control over it, you can continue running it. That's the whole premise. So if you want to build any of those, you can build them on Farcaster. One such thing, which is kind of like the Zynga, if you want to use the Facebook analogy of Farcaster, is Farcade. Bunch of games, TikTok style feed, games literally becoming content. They also have an AI builder in there, so if you just like want to prompt up your little game, say you have a fun game idea, you can prompt that up, and you get straight injected into all of the distribution Farcade has. Farcade works across Farcaster, Telegram, and World, across those like mini app ecosystems. Though now that we're talking about how to actually develop those and get them up, we have to talk that they're just web apps. So if you build a website, you built a mini app. Congrats. So every single app you see on the web could be a mini app. Does it make sense? We can talk about that. That's why we have DTAG, right? But generally, like if you want to just convert to mini app, it's quite easy. It's you just add the FC frame tag, it's a meta tag. You add a little JSON thingy because then you can send notifications. You call the SDK actions already function, and the context is your superpower. Because what does the context give you? Yeah, it's this like literal ring of power where you now get the user account by their identifier, so you can always identify them. Why is always identifying useful? Well, because you now actually know who that user is. If you ever run analytics on a web page, you never know who the user is. You may have some idea. You never know who that actual individual person is, especially not in a like compliant way, unless they have a user account and you have some KYC and then you have restrictions and all of it, you're like a bank or something. Well, now you actually do. And you can look up all their social media feeds. It's like if you're a bank and somebody gives you their like banking document, usually you aren't able to look up their socials. You could on the side, but right? Well, now we'll just provide that for you. Oh, and by the way, also you just get the financial data, right? So that's really cool because we just actually connect our wallets. So that's fun. What can you also do? With that context, you can also see where the user opened it from. What does that mean? Well, now you actually know where the user is coming from. Yeah, in the web, you're kind of like, oh, he's coming from Twitter, he's coming from Instagram, he's coming from that ad, potentially, if they don't have an ad blocker, right? Well, now you actually know inside of which app they're. Are they in Coinbase Wallet? Are they in Webcast, Filecaster, right? Like, where are they coming from? And that attribution is really powerful because you can now track your funnel end to end. What does that enable you? Well, if you're now able to track your funnel end to end, you actually know where people are dropping off, which users convert better. So if you know, hey, this kind of user from Coinbase Wallet sent in direct messages converts really well and just is a high paying user, or somebody who just generally then in the cohort, if you actually do analysis, it's hey, they stick around after say 3 months, 12 months, whatever your metric is. Well, then you want to do more of that. Then you literally want to go and be hey, how can I get more of that to happen? And you can track it. You can full on track it. You have the data. So it's any data nerd stream, right? So that's what the FID, all the context and those possibilities give you. What does it also give you? Well, if you just look on the right-hand side, this is me. This is my Filecaster account. If you look at the whole output, I'll read it out. Maybe too small on a mobile screen, right? It gives you my FID, 16085. Gives you my username, Samuel, luber.eth. It gives you my display name, Samuel. It gives you my custody address, one wallet address you now have connected. It gives you a little short bio that I typed in. It gives you my location, Frankfurt, Germany. So you can actually now base that off, if you assume that that's accurate, it's user entered, but if you assume that it's accurate, then, well, you can now tailor your recommendations to me being in Frankfurt. There's my follower account as well, 25,000. Why doesn't it show 25,000 on the left-hand side? Well, because Webcast filters some spammy users, right? So it's 9.7 users, Webcast seems nice. There's some verifications. So the verifications, if you look a little below, is verified addresses. It's 2 Ethereum addresses, right? So you can see oh, I'm now giving you access to 2 of my wallet histories. I don't have a Solana address added here, but that's it. I could also add verified accounts, and you can see my Twitter, GitHub, and many more, right? So you now get all of this context for free. What can you do with all of that context? Well, just actually personalize shit to me. Literally go out and target it to me. Literally customize your app for me. Message me based on that, or build a cohort of people in Frankfurt, and you're hey, I'm running a meetup in Frankfurt in 2 weeks. Literally just hit up everyone. That kind of stuff you can do for free, and that's insane to me. And just literally in your app, just leverage it, right? Your JC4P literally went and just used my profile picture from the context, and it's hey, now your app, the app is a little more personalized to me, and that's really cool because I just feel more at home if I see my name in my profile picture. That's just how it goes. So if we're doing this, now your app is a little more engaging, which means retains more users, generally works better. Before we dive into building, here's a few docs that if we're just talking in frames and now Miniapps, right? If you just want a pure HTML starter, here's a GitHub repo. Pure HTML, no strings attached. You literally just see how it works. You can just deploy this right away, works. You can have AI do your HTML web page, cool. If you already have a web page, you want to convert that into a Miniapp, top right. This is the QR code, there's a link for you. 3 steps, you're done right away. Takes maybe 2 minutes. But let's get started with Miniapps. So we're here because we want to talk about Coinbase MiniKit. There's doc links that you can see on screen. The command to create one is npx create onchain at alpha -- mini. And then there's this developer tool. The developer tool literally is this Webcast developer page where you can go and just preview it, check how it looks before, register it, meaning hey, you just make sure that all of your metadata is correct, and you just proof test all of it. So I would really highly recommend to use this tool as your main thing, where you look at is this app working? Is it working as intended? And literally just going through that flow, right? So that's really, really important. What is SDK.actions? We could have talked about context, but what's actions? Well, actions is you can now bring up a user's profile. You can now do a swap. You can now send them to a kind of URL, kind of a link, and many more things that are coming. And in MiniKit, there's MiniKit hooks. So those MiniKit hooks, you can use that to send a notification, open a URL, close the frame again, right? Do authentication. And why they're helpful is because they're wrappers. Like there's literally just like a wrapper around the core SDK provided to you. You don't have to worry about the SDK. Just use it, update it as you need, and there you go, right? That's the whole premise of MiniKit. Big warning. This is also about how to not build Miniapps. Next slide. MiniKit works with React. So if you're not inside of React, MiniKit may not be for you. If you don't use Next.js, well, the starter isn't for you. Plainly said. And also, like most of the people in the ecosystem are just mainly familiar with Next.js, so you're kind of alone without it. Next, please, if anyone comes to with Next.js, like we'll still help you, right? But it's like Next.js is kind of the default here. Use it, hate it, love it. Yeah, Next.js, not again. But here we go again, right? MiniKit is for you to get up quickly. Like you just one command, quick, up to speed. You will see this kind of screen, really cool. But hey, if you're advanced, you just want to look under the hood. That's where the detect docs come in. It's like, hey, you've not quick started. How do you actually know how this works? So like you're kind of like graduating from the like getting started commands to the more like actually like use the concepts, detect docs or whatever you want to use, right? They will get you some more of those docs. But this is kind of how I think about it, is MiniKit is really great to get you up to speed quickly. So you'll kind of like see something like this, you can explore the different components, like quickly do a transaction, get paid, use a wallet, have commerce, NFTs. Well, but there's also a lot of shit that you just want to do directly. And we'll get to that. But MiniKit is really great at just getting you started, providing a lot of things outside of the box in the toolkit. And as long as that's where you are and that's what you want to do, great. What does it help you with? Well, MiniKit has abstractions that make development easy. So you set and provide the Coinbase wallet that's right there, out of the box, really cool. And there's the React hook system. If you're into that, cool. If you don't, use the SDK directly. We'll get to that. One thing to do is please, and I urge you to do this, use the Webcast debugger, and especially like also on mobile, because some of the functionality is only on mobile, to create your filecaster.json and do the domain association, especially the domain association. If you go to the mobile app, settings, developers, domains, please do the domain association there, because then you don't need to export a seed phrase. Please do not screw around with your seed phrase. If you lose it, if it gets scammed, your filecaster account is gone. Don't screw around with your seed phrase. So what didn't I tell you about MiniKit? This is probably why I'm here. Because I'm here to tell you what they didn't tell you, but you need to know. So MiniKit comes with its MiniKit provider. And it's like, oh, this is a really nicely packaged MiniKit provider. Cool. Most of the time, you actually want a custom provider if you're building Miniapps, because you need to make the Miniapp work inside of Frame, like Filecaster Miniapp. You need it to work as a web page if it's like shared standalone. So you probably want to access WACME under the hood, unless you're just doing some straight out the ghetto thing, like just straight out the hood, just get it up, quick starts, right? That's why I'm saying, like, it's really good at getting you quick started, but then we'll have to figure some things out. The SDK is also directly available. There's abstractions that make debugging harder. Yes. Like, yeah, if you're like abstracted and you don't know what's going on under the hood, how are you supposed to know where to look? And if AI doesn't, well, you now actually have to know. So that's why you can look at the source code, look at the Miniapps, MiniKit source code, look at the Filecaster Flame SDK source code. It's all open source. So you can like literally even just clone it, ask an LLM to search through it and ask that questions if you're not really familiar with the source code or like haven't worked with like much open source yet. VM is also a great library to use. WAGME too. You can use them directly. Yes. Like just to do an NFT mint, if you want that with the styling that's already there, really great. Use on-chain kit, use MiniKit. Sometimes you just want full-on custom styling. You want more options. You can just use what they use under the hood. You can look at the source code, see how it's built. Okay, cool. I can do it myself. So, like to summarize that, it like gets you started, but it leaves you there. So how can you get the custom provider? It's just 2 files. It's 2 files. Literally. Why do you want the custom provider? Well, you may actually want to add the Farcaster wallet here. Like on the right, you can see it's connectors, Coinbase wallet, and that's the default setup. Okay. This Coinbase wallet connector literally does not work inside of a mini app. You may also just want to use Basepolio as a testnet. Oh, okay. You may want to change that config. So then you're just like literally going around and you have to do the custom like supplemental provider. So how it's called. If you do not know what you're looking for, like when I first built an app with MiniKit, that was hard to find. That's why I'm like putting it here. They also didn't tell you that you can use the SDK directly. Only kind of like they do. It's like use the hooks and whatever. But dude, you can just like use the SDK directly. It's most likely like it's already imported. Just use it. Import it, use it. Like sometimes you just need it. If something isn't available in a hook or available in MiniKit, please look at like if it's available in the Frame SDK, which I don't know if it's renaming to Miniapp SDK, but whatever. It's still called Frame SDK. Like you need to know what the power is under the hood. Unless you just want to have AI code it up for you, and then while debugging, it's like, hey, I'm just asking 2, 3, 4, 5 more questions, or you're just asking in group chats, and then I'll give you an answer. But like, please know what's going on under the hood, please. And you just actually like, this is like really cool. Like the Frame SDK is really cool to look at, right? So WAGMI is literally one of the greatest libraries. It's a React based, okay? But like if you're not using React, like WAGMI, I think WAGMI Svelte is being merged in. Then you can just use a VM under the hood. Like look at how the WAGMI source code is done. It's open source, and then you can just kind of learn how to build that reactivity on top of VM. Like really, really cool. So now we talked about MiniKit, what it's good at, what it's cool, and we also talked about what they didn't tell you, what I told you. What is some mini app guidance? You just build them, right? Still, they're web apps. Yes, the web apps. You can just build a mini app, and please do it. If you already built a web app, convert it. Detector/Farcaster guides all there. Go ahead. Mini app guidance. And Ari literally posted the screenshot from Coinbase Wallet. I think it's like one of the first screenshots from the Coinbase Wallet UI. So this is not webcast, so I'm assuming this Coinbase Wallet. You're in a social feed. Make every touch point engaging. Every single one. If your app is not engaging, users drop out. Think of it like, how much attention span does a TikTok user have? Well, not even a second. Okay, 200 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds, maybe I get a second. At most, I get 3. Oh, shit. So my thing needs to be captivating in 3 seconds. And you can't rely, like Aneri is saying, you can't rely on the user's caption to hook. Your image is the thing that stands out. Make that hook. And by the way, this Farmville thing is a great sample, but like I think the font could be improved to like stand out, have more Farmville in there. It could also literally say Samuel is beating Statuette, but hey, at Farmville. Maybe that should be in there. I don't know. Limoni, please fix. So how do you build with MiniKit? Well, it's quite easy. You just edit this page. It's right here. That's what you see after literally cloning the repo, right? So I think looking at the time, yeah, we have like an hour. So like I'll just get through the presentation and then we'll do some live coding, right? We'll then look at chat and see like, okay, what kind of live coding can we do? But presentation-wise, okay, let's do live coding. In general, if you're looking at tutorials, like full-on walkthroughs, here's like 1 hour video live stream. 20-minute videos, 5-minute videos, docs all over. That's probably where you want to go. In general, keep building, but make sure like we're now live coding, right? So I'll like end this presentation, and we're now going live.
And if you have any questions, please shoot them in the chat now. If you have any questions for
Yes.
Samuel about his presentation, about any slide, about MiniKit in general, about Miniapps, about Farcaster, please, if you have any questions, shoot them now. And if you don't have any questions, then shoot your base name.
Okay, there's one really good question, and that is from gray.base.eth. Is anyone building some sort of front end for this kind of data? for non-devs. There kind of is. There's some, but not really. So I think like as Farcaster matures, this is going to come. One of the reasons why people aren't really building that is literally just the usage currently is not that high. So yeah, they weren't really able to monetize, right? And then it's opportunity cost. If you're a great developer, then you may go somewhere else. But this is like Farcaster's user stats that was built a while ago. So if we just go here and look up myself, you can kind of see like an activity map and something like that, most likely. So that's really going on there. Slides, you can probably just follow me on X or Farcaster, and I'll just make sure to post them after. Okay, yeah, this doesn't really work
will
anymore.
post it to the YouTube. Let me give you guys a link.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll send over the slides, so we have them. Also, like everything is going to be on homebase.love. So send some love to Rafi, who did a great job on this, like just cool like calendar webpage. Before we get into coding, let's run through the questions. Why do I hate Next.js so much? It's funny. I actually like don't really hate Next.js. If we look up Next.js, the framework itself does a lot for you, and it's nice. Server actions, though, in my opinion, are an anti-pattern. So, like to me, the one single problem with Next.js, it promotes a style of coding that is not maintainable in the future. So you write it once and then you struggle. It's like, not really nice. Like I don't really like this. That's one thing. Like I don't really like server actions at all. And then Next.js just adds abstractions on top of web standards. Just like, hey, you kind of already have this, but let's just make this a Next.js thing, and then, oh, like you're now like tied into this Next.js thing. I don't really like that. The other thing is like if you want to try and run Next.js outside of Vercel, like if you just don't want to use Vercel for any kind of like insert good reason, you can't. And technically you can, but it's going to be very slow. So that's kind of shitty, right? So we don't really want that. That's kind of like my bitching about Next.js. If you just use Next.js and you have deploy some common sense, it's like, hey, you don't use server actions. You just literally make sure that you have like proper separation of concerns. You lay out your code in a way that's readable. You comment it and you just do all the best practices. You're good to go. Next.js just doesn't catch not doing best practices, so it allows you to write shitty code. That's what I don't like about it. Yeah, that's my fight with Next.js. Rafi's fight with Next.js. So Rafi, if you're here, that's fun.
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I already spoiled the slide to him. He knows. So, what's the best way to find developers' experience with Bully Linux? I know there's some channels on Farcaster to post tasks as shops. Well, one thing is we're literally available for hire. I know this is a shameless plug, but it is what it is. If you ask for experienced, I don't know who's built like Miniapps longer. There's probably some people, but hey. It's probably one of the companies you can go to. Limon is probably a good option as well.
The
Then
scope
otherwise,
who responded is also a good option.
yeah, there's also just generally like on Farcaster itself, if you just search FC devs, it's a full channel. This is a file. This is a user. Fuck you. Search. There's like a channel, so you can literally go through and just see people sharing their posts, seeing posts like if somebody's rebuilding audio spaces. Android is posting some fun, right? Like you can see people here, you can DM them, you can ask them. This is probably a good channel to ask. That channel may not be open to you, like you may not have this cast thing here. Then just post on your feed or tag people in here or reply to people, but you should. Like I have this, and this account is literally just a demo account, as you can see by the show Tony Montana. So that's probably the best one where I'd go. I'd go FC Devs. Yeah. Well, there is a Flames V2 group chat. Okay, yeah, that link is also in chat. That's a good one to ask questions. There's the YouTube in there. what were the other questions? We build stuff for clients a lot and get requests for Miniapps. Our CTO refused to build another French Miniapp after the last time. Also, we need persistence. If you just want to put me in touch with the CTO, I can just pitch them on it. Literally, like we can literally prepare how to pitch that and how to make sure that you're like winning that, lay out the arguments. It's like some of the consulting work we do. It's literally like I'm on sales calls daily, pitching people on Miniapps. So I would love to help you out there. Like just set up a call. No need to pay for anything. So just DM me on Twitter, Samuel L. Huber or something. We'll figure that out. Cool. How do I earn on Farcaster? Oh, we'll go to the DTech YouTube channel. There's a video on that. Generally, build a cool mini app that gets usage or cast that gets usage. So if we're looking at the mini app section here, there's a leaderboard. And your boy is somewhere here, yeah, on the Morpho thing. And you can get rewards up to a share of $3,000 if you're actively posting in there.
Right? Is it weekly or monthly?
That's weekly. That's actually weekly.
Well, you've already received rewards for Morpho then, Morpho frame.
Yeah, I got like $68 today for the last week.
Nice, incredible.
It's kind of fun. Pays for 2 meals in Zurich, which is cool. Actually, like.
And a train ride?
Yeah, dude, I should actually go to my friend with that. It's like, good one.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask you and Woj about European influence on Farcaster, but it's too late now.
Oh, that would have been a fun one. If you want to really dive into this, and we can derail this a little bit.
If you stand for the panel later, Limone and the Farville crew will happily have something to say about it.
Yeah. This is the Europort channel. That's really fun. But yeah, okay. So we have roughly 50 minutes, which is good to actually do mini app coding. So if we're going into builders MiniKit, then let's just like literally do this. Let's just build a mini app. If anyone has ideas for a mini app to build, say it now. Nah, I don't want to do this here. I want to go to Git. Testing.
Oh, what if we do the mini app for events.xyz?
Do we have the source code for it, or is it just a web page we could wrap?
We could either wrap the web page, or we could DM Matthew for the source code. I
don't think we'll get the source code fast enough.
I don't think so either, but it would. Well,
it would be fun. Like wrapping the web page is one thing we could do. Just like render the iframe in the iframe.
Yeah, actually. It's a good stuff.
We could try playing around with that.
I say let's give it a shot, just to give people an idea of how easy it would be to turn a static web page into a frame. Or a
static web page you would have code access to, right? So this is more like, hey, you have a web page that you just want to have in a frame, but you somehow can't edit. I don't know. Okay.
Ask ChatGPT for the source code.
No. We'll just do this. We could probably get away with pure HTML here, if we're being frank. Yeah, just touch index HTML. And then technically the only thing we need to do is set up like an iframe. So events.xyz. So this is what we're expecting to get up. Let's just do this. Wrap this in an iframe and make this a generic HTML index page that just displays the iframe. There's some tricky things where, for example, like privy, if the web page were to use privy under the hood, this would not work because our domain would have to be added as well to the privy config, for example. But we can just literally do this, reveal in Finder, open in Firefox. This is now coming up above. Cool. So yeah, we now have wrapped events.xyz. Sign in, Yeah, seems to be good. Okay, so we now have a wrapper for events.xyz. This one, title, Homebase loves Miniapps. Matthew, please. Okay, so what we now want to do is make this a frame, and I know this is like turning outside of MiniKit things because this is not built with MiniKit, but hey, I like this. Okay, so you just go to the docs. That's why I'm like mentioning the detect docs because like, hey, you just want to get started. Okay, cool. This is kind of a JSON. This is the F3 frame tag. I'll just copy this. Add this metadata. Perfect. So we now seem to have this, but this actually won't work because this needs to be in the head. And let's move this up. There's like where I'm saying like you may want to know what's under the hood because there, for example, AI made a mistake. So not sure how cool that is. Then we want to probably like just format this. Like now we have to endlessly scroll. So let's just create a little meta.json first so we can copy that over with AI. This is not going to be where it's deployed. It's like this is how it's going to render in feed. And I know that this, if it should be the detect logo, should be icon. For example, color we can leave. URL is where we're deploying to. So we don't really know this for now. How can we properly get this? We can just throw it on Cloudflare. Let me see. Let's just throw this on Cloudflare. Am I already logged in? No. Okay. Where's the little stream? I need to mute my mic.
Now we watch in silence and in awe.
Okay, we're now in on Cloudflare. Why I didn't like have my mic on is because if you know what you're doing, then if you're typing in passwords and you have audio clues.
Smart man.
So yeah, didn't want to do that. Okay, so we can go to the workers and pages. We can create a new one. No. Start from a template, no. Pages, no. Literally just upload assets. This is how easy this is. I did, okay. Shouldn't have said how easy this is. This is a live stream after all, so I'm now a fool. But you just take the index.html. Cloudflare, why can't I drag and drop into your tool? You're making me a fool. Upload assets. Okay, I need to configure it first. Damn. Events xyz. Well, events xyz.pages.dev. Cool. So we already now also know what our URL is going to be. So create project. And we can now fill in this little URL here because we know it's events boom dash funny. We can use the DKIG icon, that's fun. Events.xyz. Miniapp, the thumbnail. We can use our little open graph here. I think that's the detect open graph. Yep, okay, cool, we got it. Fine. Learn Farcaster, events.xyz. Let's just do events.xyz. Okay, cool. So this should then render. We can now take this, go here, replace the meta with this JSON. Okay. Should now start to do this. Okay, cool. We got it. Okay, nice. Anything in here where we're like, no, this shouldn't work this way. Nope. Looks like the one we got in there. It's cool. We can verify that once it's live. What do you mean by GitHub link, dude? Like this is like 26 lines of code. If you want the GitHub link for the simplest HTML frame, then this is it. You just simplest Farcaster frame, like DTech, Vision, GitHub, simplest frame. This is literally what we're doing also, by the way. We're just literally doing the same. Just literally it. So if we keep following the docs, we now have this thing in here. We have the first step done. We're now adding this account association. We haven't really done this yet, but this is cool. So dot like folder dot well known. Okay, Farcaster .json, right? Really cool, fun stuff. Icon, this is fine. Home URL, this is, we're now changing this because Cloudflare gave us a new one, right? So this is where you're now going and you're adjusting your stuff to your own things. Cool. This we know should be icon. Webhook URL, we can ignore that. We don't really have it right now. It's fine. I just set it to whatever. Right, like this is fine. This should also be HTTPS. This is fine, and this should be events.xyz. Miniapp, right? And this we can get on mobile. So this is where we would go to mobile. Okay, cool. This is our index. We now have this wrapper. One thing we still need to do, this is, now that we're scrolling through the docs, is, okay, we need to call the ready action of the SDK, which we can do in the body right here. Okay, fun. We should now have this. Let's double check. We're all simplest. Farcaster frame. And that index HTML, if there's anything we're still missing, no, that's not in a div. This one, okay, we're fine. Literally seems like we're fine. Some open graph stuff we could do that don't really care right now. We're not in React or any kind of like TypeScript thing, so we don't do this advanced shit. There's literally like 3 steps, right? Like quite simple. Now Cloudflare allows us to drag and drop. So if we go back to our fun little finder right here, we can just drag this up, hopefully. Still no. Cloudflare. You little son of something. Hey, okay. So go to my existing workers, events XYZ. Uploads assets. Upload folder. I know what. Nope, not this. We're in Git. We're in testing. Where is my testing? There it is. Events XYZ wrapper. Bam. Yep. And there's our .well-known Farcaster.json. Wait, why did it actually upload the wrong thing? I don't want the actual like folder. I only want the 2 files. Let's actually see. Let's just see what comes out of it. Okay. Let's see. This will take a while, by the way. Like Cloudflare literally just takes a while to deploy that, sadly, sometimes. Can we actually view the files that it just uploaded? Can we see the files? Create deployment? Okay. So then we could drag this up again. Let's just see, okay. We're now waiting a little bit for this to be indexed by DNS. Then it should be live. Let's see if this like works first just in standalone. And then we can also by now just go here and open developers and then create a Miniapp. Just see when this becomes available. This domain. Screw this. Okay. Now we should be able to see the preview here once it's live. We could also do this in the preview Miniapp. Damn, why is this always taking 1 or 2 minutes? Okay, are there any questions in general that we can jump through before we're doing this? And seeing, like, waiting on Cloudflare to literally go live? Okay, okay. Cyberpunk background music, not really. But yes, that is saying like MiniKit is like wizardry. Yeah, it literally is. In the sense like you wave your magic wand and hopefully you get what you want. Most likely you get what you want. It actually works really nice. And then there's some things where you're like, hey, that wizardry, like I would just love if this worked the way I intended to, and then you just need to dive down, right? For most people, that wizardry is most likely fine at the start. Why is this not coming up? Why is this not coming up? Cloudflare. I just want this to be live. 3 minutes. Like this is something like, okay, now it works. Now it works. There's something where I wish it had like a spinner or something. Like some of the Cloudflare developer experience, you could really improve. Their infra is top notch though. Like it's literally the best. So now you have this little link. So if we just paste this into here again, this should also now work. Hopefully, let's see. Yeah, we got it. There we go. Events at XYZ in a frame v2. You little efforts.
Incredible.
You little efforts. How long did that take? I actually don't know.
It was about 10 minutes. I was trying to time it,
Cool.
but I'm not sure the exact moment it started. It was around 7:10.
Okay. So what we're
So
now
under 50
doing
minutes at least.
is I'm literally like the DTech test account is now posting this, and
Yeah,
I'm going.
Make sure you post it in the comments too.
Oh, I need to go on X for that.
I can also post it if you want me to.
Yeah, sure. This is what I want to do now. Is try it on my phone. Does this work? Does this work? Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Works on my phone. If it works on mobile, by the way, like this is the test you should always do: is test it on mobile. If it works on mobile, then you're good. Okay, sign in. Let's try the sign in. Try the sign in. Ah, it asks for the QR code. It doesn't use the Miniapp thing. But hey, we just wrapped it. So I can like this literally is full unusable. And you don't even notice. Yeah, it's just an iframe. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm posting the link right now.
You can at least see the actual like one event there. You can go to the main page and then you have to navigate around, like right, like we didn't wrap every single like sub URL and like page and all of that, but yeah, we now technically have shown how easily you can do that. So you probably want to get the cast link up though. In chat. Let me actually let me open X, see where we are.
Is he logged in? He is.
This is where we are. Where's the chat? How do I get to the chat? How do I get to the
right there on the
there
right?
You go. Okay. And fix this.
Nice.
Okay, so this is the cast. If you want to play around with it, we just did this. If there's any other ideas, let's run it. Else will just be boring and create a MiniKit app.
Come on, what else do you want to see as a mini app? Think of a website that you use all the time that you would love to use as a mini app. I want to hear from the audience. I already suggested one. I have plenty of others, but yeah, Sam.
Which one did you suggest? Because now it's super easy. This is now.
You did it. So I want to hear from the audience. I want to hear what website. Oh, let's build a game. All right, Scoho.
Okay, we can. Okay.
What is a game you use that you play online that is not a mini app yet?
Okay, Reddit. Reddit is fun. Literally, what I'm just going to do right now.
To make a base name, yo.
By the way, this is fun.
I think that
I'm now changing this URL to reddit.com, and this is now going to render reddit.com once it's deployed. This is how easy it is. And if you have your own website, you don't need to do this iframe trick. You literally just have to do this, and then you're done on every single page. Or you're like, if you're using Next.js, you have a layout.tsx, and just read the docs.
Base.org has got to be a frame already, right?
Base.org.
No, it's not. Like, because he suggested doing the base name, which is a really good idea.
Hey, base.org, not a frame v2, not a mini app. Hey, I'm available for hire. Just kidding. They can read the doc and do that 10-minute setup. Okay, a game. Okay, let's just make sure we have a new worker ready for when we need it. Okay. Okay, we can.
Ooh, a Sudoku game. Let me see if I can find good.
But we're using MiniKit for that. I don't want to not like. We're using MiniKit for that.
WebSudoku.com or Sudoku.com both work.
Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Nope. Sure. Nope. Mini account manifest. No. This is the one step I warned you guys about with the seed phrase. Nope. Not doing this. And we're up. No, we're not using npm install. We're using bun install. And by the way, you need to cd Sudoku first. It's like, dude, literally every single person that runs this clone wants to go into the directory. Why don't these commands just do it for me? And also every single one knows that I need to install my dependencies. So just do cd Sudoku and bun install for me, please. Whoever or whatever. I'm not complaining about developer experience here, am I? Literally, former partner Roy, who was on before, just said told me developers' lives don't matter. Just get through it. So yeah, that's what I did there. So yeah, while this is now installing, cursor dot, we now have a new little fun thing here. Let's make this full screen because we're going to be working on this quite a bit for now. So the first thing we're going to do is just literally run dev. And yeah, this is Next.js, so next, please. But like I told you, I warned you about Next.js in MiniKit. So there you go. This is now building because it's Next.js. This is literally taking a while. So there we go. This is my first mini app. Yeah, we can now click around here, right? It added some little tasks, make your first transaction, connect your wallet, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. We're building Sudoku. We're building Sudoku. No, I don't really like Next.js. We work with Next.js in client projects and like app router, and I don't care. We use it. Where's the route? Damn, the sol and variables? Well, you can do it like that, but okay. Then it's full on configurable, at least. Let me snooze. Okay, we're somewhat back. May need to go for round 2. But now we want Sudoku in here. How do we do that? Okay, how do we get Sudoku in here? Well, this is just a web page, so sorry. So there's just a web page. Now that we've done this, if we refresh this, this is still there. Funny. Why is this still there? We saved this. Okay, we just removed the header. Okay, got it. We just removed the header, like the wallet connect thing. In the main ways, because then it's rendering the home and the features, and okay, I got it. Need to read the code. Okay, give me a second. Thank you. Please rewrite this to have us play Sudoku. Shit, sorry. I need to mute myself more. If this now starts happening. And there's a little AI prompt I have. That's cool. you want to play Sudoku in this mini app book with Next.js. And now Cursor is going to do it for me while I'm, yeah, this dev is broken. Yeah, the dev is literally broken. So now it's describing what it's going to do. There's like Cursor agent, and now we're just getting this up. The other way I would do this is literally Sudoku app. Get up. And then you're looking for some kind of Sudoku. This is an Android app. Doesn't really help us. This is Sudoku Exchange. Last updated 5 years ago. Does this still work? Yeah. Cool. So
Yes.
can we now play this? Yeah, seems like this would also be working. And then we could literally take the code that's in here and just deploy this, right? There's some to-dos. There's some things may not have a unique solution, slow solver. Oh, then this is solving your Sudoku for you. Okay. Let's look for, no, let's actually look if there's something more fun. Oh, there is. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, Rafi. Okay, so now we've found a GitHub. We're just going to convert this GitHub into a frame because it's faster than having this AI run. But let's see what it now did. Let's see what our little AI can. Oh, there, we have a stock here as well. I don't know if this works. But apparently, this doesn't work. Like, why doesn't this? Oh, it actually does. Wait, what? Oh, it doesn't work when I can't literally set this thing. So it has validation. So, okay. If you're blocking my inputs, please add the button notify me somehow nicely. Okay. So the AI Sudoku also is here. How nice did it? Oh, wow. It actually went and did a Sudoku component for us. This is cool. This is cool. I like this. I like this. That actually did a component. I haven't looked at the component code. We're not going to, but yeah. I can't actually put this on Farcade, sadly, because Farcade doesn't just let you plug in your web app.
I mean, you could just send it to them, though. I'm sure.
Yes, you can use Three.js in a frame/mini app. If you want to know why I know, because we're literally building this right now. And this is all Three.js. So yes, you can get there.
Cool.
Should I spoil something here?
Yeah, please. This is interesting.
Yeah, because I actually have I have a demo of this. I can't show the link. Okay, we got it. Yeah, this is some cool mini app UI, isn't it?
Nice.
And this is all Three.js, by the way. Let me just take this off screen for a second and try again. I can't show the URL, but I can show you this. Wow. This is all Three.js animated, by the way.
That is really nice.
If you go continue, yeah, some of the URL is going to be there. If you take the effort to find it out, you won. So yeah, there's some nice UI. And then you can see this, right? And then it brings up the little wallet thing.
Oh, nice.
So stuff to do, but there you go. You can use Three.js. Okay. Sudoku, we can still play this. This now should give us errors. Let's just like see. If we're now putting a 3 here, yes! Nice. That's not the best error, but at least now we know, right? We can't do this. So now Sudoku actually has improved. Do we want to use this Sudoku or do we want to use the other one? This lets us just like, it counts our mistakes and all of it. Does this work on mobile is the question I have. Okay, what Sudoku do we use? Let's just continue with the MiniKit thing and let's just see how far I can go in the last 20 minutes. Please now, when we finished the game, add a mint so that we can mint how many steps it took us to win the game. So you also need to count the steps. Since the other app, like this one, already would have done this for us, it's like, we could just use this, adapt it, but we're in the age of AI. Let's see how far this pushes us. Because we can now use the Miniapp, MiniKit like docs, and we can go get started and just like figure out, okay, where's our minting, search, and then there's mint, and there's building an NFT airdrop frame. Is this still accurate or not? I don't know. As it says frame. There should be some mint component in the on-chain kit. Let's see, make this big so I can actually navigate this, John. Okay, on-chain kit, and on-chain kit has a mint component, NFT card, right? So we can use this page. We can just tell cursor, this is some docs, and then it should hopefully use on-chain kit. We don't have a smart contract for it yet, but yeah. Okay, people prefer the AI generated one. Interesting. We can also just change the styling of the other one. But let's just continue in this one. So, okay, AI is doing its thing. We have no idea what it's doing. Okay, technically we can just look it up, right? It's all working and continuing to work in this one little big file of Sudoku that it created. And as you can see, like it's literally recreating Sudoku, right? Like it's building out the little playing field, and it's like generating the new games and like solve the rest of the grid, so you actually know what's true, what's not. Is it valid, is it not? Like this is literally just Sudoku rebuilt in 300 lines of code by AI, right? And then it now supposedly has a mint. Yeah, and we don't have a contract address. Let's just do 0. I don't care. What's this? Do you need a comma here? What's happening here? Probably chain does not exist. Okay. So AI hallucinated some shit, apparently. Let's actually go to the docs. Let's go to the mint thing docs and just look at it ourselves. Where is the integration? NFT card, NFT mint. Where's the NFT mint? Is there no mint card even? No, right? There must be. It didn't like hallucinate that hard, did it? Ha ha ha. Okay, it's the next one. Okay. Which it should only have the contract address. Or is there some customization that I'm missing? Advanced usage? No. I don't see it. I literally don't see it. Oh yeah, thank you for the link in chat. I don't see like why is AI putting all the attributes and all of it on the mint info here? It literally like should not be there. So the only thing we need is the contract address. Do we have an NFT mint contract address? Otherwise, we just need to deploy one quickly. There's one here. So hopefully, assuming that this just works, we would then also in here get one. Okay. Please add a cheat code when pressing S 3 times. It opens the solution to Sudoku. Because we want to see the solution now. We want to test them in. Oh, and by the way, because this is Next.js, we now can't use Cloudflare anymore. We need to use Vercel. Because it will just be way slower in Cloudflare just because of how Next.js works. Yeah, just one more stab at Next.js. Add a cheat code, pressing 3S times in quick succession. Let me try. Why is it like trying it? Oh, it didn't actually make changes. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it's cooking up. I can probably already go and set this up in Vercel while we're at it, so we have a link later. Okay, I have one demo that's now going up onto Vercel. We'll see how it looks like. It's probably something wrong in the manifests and all of it that we need to adjust in a bit now that we have the domain. So Vercel is now building. We will get it at this domain in a bit. Ha! We can now see the solution. Nice. So if we just take this, we should now be able, hide solution, we should now be able to just quickly go and test our little, it doesn't allow keyboard inputs. Allow keyboard input, please. So touchscreen via the buttons. Allow keyboard input, please. So both buttons we already have and keyboard. Is that worse on mobile? Shouldn't it always be keyboard input? We'll see once it's deployed. We'll see it on mobile. I actually don't think other mini apps have cheat codes. We actually need it though. Again, I'm not solving a Sudoku in 15 minutes before the panel. This like, ain't happening. Okay. Okay, cheat code should still work. Okay. Let's retry this. Okay, so we can now still do this. Can we? Oh, that's not a valid move. Okay. Let's get our little cheat codey thing here up. Woohoo! Cheat codes. Hide solution 7 6 9 8 1 5 4 9 2 5 4 1 3 8 5 6 3 9 1 8 1 5 4 2 8 6 9 3 7 7 yeah 1 9 7 4 5 6. This takes a while. I should have another cheat code that just solves it for us. This would be like so funny if we're deploying this live. We were like add some share functionality, so like people can share like how quickly they beat the Sudoku, and like all of us that have watched this live stream and know that it's 5S to just solve it. We'll just have a 1 there, and it's actually not a bug. I should probably just get this out during the panel and then just share the link later. That's the deal, and then everyone else knows. Everyone that's here knows it's 5S to get the quick solve. But I'm saying quick, probably takes another 2 hours to do all the sharing stuff, the images, custom images, and all of that properly. But yeah, okay, we now have this, and this is now saying mint. Like this should now be a mint, but it's not. Ha! Why? Why? Sudoku. Mint card. Oh, probably I don't have a wallet connected. Why is this like? Why is this only Coinbase like smart wallet? That's where you now get into custom providers, ladies and gentlemen. If I now want my own wallet, and I now want to use my own wallet, that's not a smart wallet, I need to now go and probably do a custom provider. Is there a provider here? There's a provider here, but as you can see here, there's a chain, but is there connectors exposed? No. Okay. And if you go in here, found SDK stuff, no WAGME thing. Where's my wallet things? The providers. Yeah, that's where I'm like. That's where I'm like. I just want to configure all the wallet stuff because all the wallet stuff is not hard. So like all of the wallet stuff is wallet connection in frames, one command, one line of code, boom, done. This is how easy it is. This is how hard it is based on the abstractions at times. That's why I literally did a section of what they don't tell you. But yeah, okay. So we could do this, then get it in a frame, get it up. It's kind of spooky. Okay. So supplemental. It's not called custom. It's called supplemental providers. Okay. So we're going to do this. WAGME TS. Okay. No. 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 You can have your like. You can have your Coinbase wallet, but okay, nice. Is this actually like imported already? Cool. Okay. So like it actually ships with it already. It just doesn't tell me. So like, would this actually work if I don't chase anything? Like, is this Coinbase wallet thing then also working already with the frame WACME connector? Is there any kind of like docs on this? How can I find this out? Am I wrong? Like, I could literally just be wrong on this because I know that the like webcast announces its wallet. So maybe this connector already catches that, which it probably does based on the events here. Like, how can we figure that out? Like, that is something that I would love to see in the docs. Probably like this last like 20 minutes is super interesting for base DevRel. Just like see somebody live go through and just bitch about it. Okay, so we have the focus frame thing in here. Providers, we also want to do this. There's no providers TSX. But this now is not a MiniKit provider. There's no on-chain kit. Is this going to screw up our MiniKit? Well, only one way to find out. Only one way to find out. Okay, yeah, this is not. This is dot. I don't care about this API key, to be honest. We can just make this undefined. We don't have this API key. Okay. Let's see. What's it doing now? If we just deploy this, deployment failed. This is our first one. Linting. Okay. Let's check if this actually builds before we deploy it now. Let's see where we get to. We have 8 more minutes. We can go there. Okay, we're still getting the errors. What I'm now going to do is just take these errors that we're getting here. Combase what it is, and I'm just going to pass it to the AI. Hey, dear AI guy, fix this. It literally just means like, hey, it's going to fix this. That's where, like, in coding, you now have to just wait for shit. That's like one of the things with AI. Is like, if you know to have AI do your shit, you just have to wait for it as well. Then if you're like getting distracted, you do other shit, you lose time, a lot of it. But sometimes it's like way faster. Like like the Sudoku, if we didn't find the other open source repo, like we would have been coding Sudoku for a while. This like has drawbacks, and like use it as a tool, use it wisely. Okay, can we now build this? If we can build this, it should work on our Vercel. Let's see. No. On page, use MiniKit must be used within a MiniKit provider. Okay, so MiniKit provider now breaks this. So how are we supposed to use MiniKit with that? How is this supposed to work? Why? It's like everything is cool. It's like we're handling the frame added, the frame being saved. You can add the frame, and it's like it's all in there. It's really cool. But then you hit those moments where like I just want to know if it's like the thing connected, and then you're stumbling across the abstractions. Okay, let's read the docs. Okay, we'll literally just take 5 minutes. Let us read the docs. Get started. I'm just going through the docs. I want to know, is it in the docs? It seamlessly integrates with on-chain components and provides Coinbase wallet specific hooks. Yes, the Coinbase wallet specific things we've just now dealt with. It integrates seamlessly with Coinbase on-chain kit, well, unless you try to do a custom provider. Okay, so MiniKit Frames SDK interactive. Okay, cool. Coinbase wallet integrations. Yes, we saw that. At least in the smart wallet thing. If this is the Farcaster client, then it's maybe a little bit different. We recommend using Vercel. Yes, because you're using Next.js. You usually can't recommend anything else because it wouldn't be performant. Set up account association generation. Yeah. Please look at this shit specifically. Wraps the application and provides global access to the SDK context. Okay.
You got a question? So the on-chain kit provider breaks MiniKit.
Yes. Yeah. In this case, yes. We would probably have to add the MiniKit provider back in there somehow and all of it, but okay, it uses the oh, okay. So the MiniKit provider already does the magic for us, apparently, which is said right here in the docs. But that means we still don't have access to the config. So the struggle I'm having is, even if I now wanted to do something custom, I couldn't. Like I would have just like overrode it, but so what it should do here is just give me access to some of the underlying config as well. No, but it looks fine. Like on the provider side, I was wrong in the sense that I assumed that it didn't do it. Maybe like a comment or something would be nice, because literally, if we look up the code and we revert this back to what it was before, it was just MiniKit. There's no way I know what kind of wallets this uses. No way. Like I do not have access to the underlying, I guess. Is it in here? No. What's the type of this config thing? App config. What's the type of app config? Analytics. Okay. Defaults to Coinbase. Okay, so that's why like all of it is Coinbase developer platform focused. Got it. Theme, paymaster. Okay, that's cool. Wallet, style of the wallet model. But okay, supported wallets. Rabby, Trust, Frame. Okay, but what's the by default? The wallet model automatically supports Coinbase, MetaMask, and Phantom. Okay, that's funny. That's like hidden behind like 3 type clicks. I don't know, man. Probably just like some kind of info in the provider of like this already like supports the Farcaster Miniapp connector. Check the type or / link for more details. You likely don't need to change anything here. Before you do, please look at the code by going into the code here. Like right, like there's just some kind of like annotation that tells me how this should work. But yeah. So wrapping this up, what did we get done? We have Eventcaster. You kind of learned how you can wrap any app. You learned how to turn your website into an app or a frame. You kind of learned what the pain points are with MiniKit, what it's great at. You've also saw those pain points in action as we went through and tried to build Sudoku. So yeah, that's kind of what we learned. If there's anything more, always feel free to reach out to me if I can do anything for you. There's literally a Calendly in here, so you can just grab some time or do whatever. Yeah, dude. Homebase.love, all recordings, all everything. Homebase.love.
Thank you so much, Samuel. That was absolutely incredible. I can't wait to clip it together. That will be a really great resource for builders.
Dude, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for letting me join.
Of course.